Okay. And I'm just about ready. Okay. We are live streaming.
Yep, we
Sherry,
are.
we're going to play music. Let's do this. Wait for it to come. There we are. Okay. Hello, LinkedIn. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. We're going to try something different here. Here we go. Cha-cha with me. 8 seconds. I haven't danced in years. Thank you. I'm Bonnie G. Bonnie D today and Sherry M. Sherry, that was an original piece of music that I created in a garage band a while ago. What'd you think?
I love it. So it wasn't done with AI then.
No, it wasn't done with
Okay.
AI. It was done with me with a bunch of instruments trying to pretend that I could create music. So there you go. I'm looking for the screen. I'm going to stop the share. There we go. Good, good, good. How are you, Sherry?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Bonnie?
I'm fine. I want to tell you we had an awful, well, wave hello to everybody, for
Oh,
goodness sake.
hello.
LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. Okay. We had a lot of people either looking at our last episode, Sherry, or a lot of impressions. We had something like 200 impressions. I mean, people are paying attention to this.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's the red.
You think it's the red? Did you just put up
Yeah,
a clock there, a countdown clock?
yeah, I did. Uh-huh.
We're two saucy dames and purposely spelled the two T-O-O, not T-W-O, because you know there were two of us. We don't have any guests on this show. We're our own guests. And it's because we're too saucy. I'm sure people have said that about us over the years. So Sherry, today, let's see what we're going to be talking about. First up, I'm Bonnie D, aka Radio Red. Sherry, just give a 30-second bio because everybody knows who you are by now. Go
I'm
ahead.
Sherry M, and you know who I am.
Okay. And I'm Bonnie D, and you know who I am. And there you go. We're getting a little silly here. Okay, so today we're going to talk about, let's see, the first topic is favorite TV shows. Do you think anybody cares what our favorite TV shows are, Sherry?
I don't know, but it always makes for interesting discussion. I was watching a show the other night, actually, and this it was when at the dawn of television, it was back in that time, and the salesman was making the pitch that you will all be able to talk with everybody else in your neighborhood because you'll all be watching the same thing.
Oh my,
Yeah. I was like, wow, not today.
not today.
I
So what's your favorite top show that you love to watch?
don't know if I have a top show, but I love Criminal Minds. I'm fascinated by how people's minds work, and the true evil that exists out there. And I'm also really fascinated with that behavioral science unit in the FBI. I think in another life, I would have joined them. I would have been part of that. So I really love that. I also I love Ted Lasso. I watched it once through, and it's one of those shows that in the beginning you think, uh, I'm not gonna like this. This is weird. What I love about it is that it shows the predispositions we have in thinking about people, because you actually think about, as the audience, you're thinking about this guy as he's an idiot. Why do I want to watch this show in the beginning? And as it goes on, he and every other character in the show turns out to be not their stereotypes.
Yes.
And it's just it turns out to be a very heartwarming and funny show. So I love
They
that.
were annoying, I would say, in the beginning. They were just
Yes.
annoying and corny. And when he brought the biscuits to Rebecca, and I thought, what's going on here? And Leslie, the manager, and what's her name? The little British girl who, I'm sorry for that, who's trying to be their marketing director.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. And they all turned out to be lovable in their own way, even the hardcore soccer players.
Yeah, yeah,
We
they
re we
all
really
had a different
bonded.
so it reminded me of how, like, you really don't know somebody until you know them, and
And
everybody's got their quirks, but
do you know how many people are quoting little bits and pieces from Ted Lasso on my radio shows when I tell
my
them to
my
bring a?
one of my favorite is Be a Goldfish.
Yep,
Yep,
absolutely.
yep.
So I have two favorite shows that are ending soon. One is Young Sheldon, which was from The
That
Big
was
Bang
good.
Theory, the pre-show, but Sheldon is less and less in the script, in the plot. He's 14, he's going to college. It's more about the family and
Yeah.
Georgie and Mandy and all that.
Where did
But
he come from? Yeah.
there's going to be a spin-off of Georgie and Mandy Cooper, and I'm not sure I would want to watch it because I don't think it's going to be that. I could be wrong. Bob Hart's Abishola is a show about a Nigerian cardiology unit nurse at a hospital, and it's Billy Gardell, who has lost 150 pounds, and he doesn't even look like himself from Mike and Molly days. And he owns a sock company that he was managing for his mother and father, and his brother and sister work there. And he has a heart attack, and Abishola is his nurse, and they are attracted to each other, and they end up getting married. And it's a story about the evolution and the mother, Christine Ebersol, who is wonderful all the time. She's the mom, and she has a stroke, and Abishola becomes her private. Anyway, it's ending, and nobody is sure why. CBS hasn't told anybody. Jeannie Asher is one of the writers, one of the producers, one of the actresses, and I read an interview, and they just don't know. They're hoping another channel will pick it up. So that's one of my favorites. My procedurals, I'm still a Blue Bloods fan. Go sue me for that. I don't know. I still love Tom Selleck's mustache, and Tom Selleck breathes into his mustache. I like that. I have a couple of French shows, actually English speaking shows, Death in Paradise, Beyond Paradise. I like those both. And my French favorite shows, I love French language shows because I put the subtitles on and I practice my French. Tandem just ended after, I think, 17 seasons. I watched about 10.
That's a
Candice,
long time.
oh, it's unbelievable. They only feed you a couple at a time. Candice Renoir, she's fabulous. Alexandra Ale, about an ME. She's played by Julie Depardieu, Gerard Depardieu's daughter in real life. Sharif was another great one, and Magellan. I don't have a TV show I hate. Those are the ones I like. Is that enough?
Oh my God, yeah.
Okay.
I could go on and on too, but I'll tell you what, the one I hate, when you asked me the question, I was like, oh my God, I had just finished watching television with the children, the grandchildren, and I was like, I can't stand Ryan's World.
I
I
don't
can't
even know what
stand
that
Ryan's
is.
World.
I don't know what that is. Oh, my favorite is
Yep.
is whose line is it anyway? That's one of my all-time favorites. I had
Oh,
to
I
put that
love
in there.
those two. Yeah.
I don't even know what is Ryan's World.
Ryan is so, a lot of the TV stars today started on YouTube, especially for kids shows. Blippi's another
Okay.
one, and there's a teacher who's very good, who's another one. Ryan's World is he and his parents started when they were young, just filming these YouTube videos, and they're like just silly. They would open up toys and stuff, and now they've got a whole empire, and it's a show on Disney Plus, and I'm like, oh man, I can't stand this kid.
Don't watch it, Sherry. We've got to move on. I'm looking at your countdown clock. We're trying to keep it under
Moving, keep
18.
moving.
Keep moving. Okay, the next category is weird stories in the news. Let's take about 1 minute each. I have three, you have three, and then we'll finish up with something else. What are we going to do? The last thing is going to be favorite movie and song quotes. So go ahead. What's your first top weird story?
Okay, so my favorite one this week was actually a gentleman in Pennsylvania lost his emotional support alligator. Did you hear about that? Yeah,
Well,
he adopted it about 10 years ago from Florida, and he started putting it on social media. So it became very good for him as friends died and stuff, and he was more lonely, and he had this connection with the outer world. So he literally calls it his social support animal. And he took the he took the alligator to Georgia with him on vacation.
you lost it.
I'm not sure how, but when he got down there, he had it chained in the backyard, and he thinks that someone unchained it just to be a smart aleck, and it got away. Probably ended up on someone else's porch who panicked and called wildlife preservation or something, and they probably released it into the wild. But he's very upset, this poor man.
I'm sorry. I have a friend who's a comedian who used to tell telemarketers that instead of saying, go away, I'm hanging up on you, used to say, I have to go get my support monkey. I'll be right back. And they would hang up on him. Okay. Let me give you one. Interestingly enough, it's a pet story also. A couple who were living, let's see, I don't even know where they were. They were, okay. They were not in Southern California. They were 600 miles away, somewhere else. They one day noticed that their cat was missing. The cat's name was Galena, Galena. Well, 7 days later, they got a call from an Amazon worker in California, 630 miles away. The husband was returning a bunch of shoes to Amazon, Sherry, and the cat climbed into the box. The husband didn't see it. He taped the box. There
Oh
was a
my
little
God.
air hole. The cat was shipped to Southern California. I have to find out where these people were. The woman who worked there, one of the women in the Amazon warehouse, used to collect and care for stray cats. They couldn't get the address. The addresses are kept private from the
Right.
workers in
Workers.
Amazon, but the
Yeah.
cat was chipped. So she went to a vet, had the chip read, found the people, called them. They got on a plane, came and rescued their cat. The cat was a little bit dehydrated, a little bit sad, but the woman said if the cat wasn't chipped, she would have kept it herself. She loved it so much. But they
Oh,
rescued their cat. It was a 10-hour drive home, and the cat is fine. So Galena is fine. And there was air just in the corner of the box,
oh my goodness.
7 days
Poor
without
kitty
food
cat.
and water. What's your second story?
My second weird one is, well, there's two of these related. Right now in Japan, they installed a big screen in this one town called Fujikawagucho because when people go there, they can get a really good, nice picture of Mount Fuji.
Hmm.
And they're just tired of people coming in and leaving all their trash and crowding the streets and being rude, trespassing on property. So they've put this big screen up to block it so people can't take pictures of it anymore. But also in Venice, I think there's a lot of travel going on since COVID. In
Yes,
Venice, they're now charging €5 to get in just for a day trip. If you're
I
just going in
saw
for a
that.
day just to see the city, if you're staying, it's fine
I
because you're
saw
going to
that.
spend money.
Yes,
But
yes.
if you're just going for a day trip, I would still pay.
Yeah, I think most people
Yeah.
would. And it's about time and
Yeah.
respect where you're going.
Yeah,
I have
that's the
a
most disappointing thing. People don't respect property anymore.
I have a very weird story here. This is from betterreport.com. For some reason, I get their newsletter. And this one said, consuming coffee is a health report. Consuming coffee up to 6 hours before bedtime can disrupt your sleep cycle. The
Yep.
next time you think about brewing a cup of coffee in the afternoon, stick your head in the freezer for a few seconds instead. Should we just let that sink in, Sherry? The blast of cold air will activate your body's arousal system, boost your energy levels. No chemicals are involved. It will give an energy boost that will gradually wind down by bedtime instead of having the caffeine in your system. Do you like it or not?
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna
Okay, well,
try
I
it.
don't drink coffee or tea, so I don't need I might stick my head in the freezer for other reasons, but what's your next story, Sherry?
My last one is the seals in San Francisco, which I heard about this morning. Apparently, they come back every year, but this is the largest crush in 15 years, and the photos of them are incredible. They're all lined up on Pier 39 there, on top of each other and everything. And the thing that they're really worried about, they know that they come every year, but this year is extraordinary because of the anchovies in the bay. But the thing they're worried about is they don't really know if the piers can withhold that much weight. And of course, the reason that there's so many anchovies in the bay, hence so many seals, is being attributed to global warming, of course, changes in the sea pattern and stuff. But
Interesting.
yeah, one
Well,
on top of the other, there's piles of them.
unbelievable. Well, I have a non-nature story. This is interesting. I'm going to read the headline. New Airbnb icons listings. The new category is called icons, include the Up House, Ferrari Museum, and more. Fancy a stay in the floating Up House? How about the Ferrari Museum or the Minnesota home from Prince's Purple Rain movie? All that could be possible thanks to Airbnb's new category icons, extraordinary experiences hosted by the greatest names in music, film, television, art, sports, and more. Icons takes you inside worlds that only existed in your imagination. I don't know how often I was imagining the Purple House, but never mind. Said Brian Chesky, who is the co-founder and CEO. As life becomes increasingly digital, we're focused on bringing more magic into the real world. Get this, Sherry, you won't, are you sitting down? I think you're
Yeah.
sitting down.
Yeah.
Most of the stays are free. Those that are
Oh,
not are under $100 a person.
do you know what
Inter-
they are? They've been on Instagram. I have seen them, and what they do is that the celebrity goes on and talks about their place, and they use it to raise money for charity.
Here you go. Interested adventurers can use the countdown displays on the listing, like we've got one here. We got 2 minutes left. We might go a little over today to see when they go live and request a booking through the app. In 2024, more than 4,000 guests will be selected to receive a digital golden ticket to one of the stays. And the article has the link to the first 11 icon listings. Interesting?
Wow. Yeah. I
Yeah.
actually want to jump off this right now and this call and go look.
Well, we've got 1 minute, 50 seconds. What are your favorite songs, Sherry? Favorite song
Oh my God,
quotes?
I have so many. This is a hard one for me. You asked for top favorite movie quotes or songs.
Yes, or
My
songs.
favorite movie quote is "We're not in Kansas anymore," and I just use that all the time. Like
Dorothy
so
Gale
many
to
things are
Toto,
strange. We're
Wizard of
not.
Oz, 1939.
Yeah. And then two songs that are favorites of mine. Two of them are one is "Basket Case" by Green Day. And it
Okay.
starts out, do you have the time to listen to me whine about everything and everything all at once, about nothing and everything all at once? And I'm like, Wow, that is powerful because I do that a lot, and I think a lot of people do that. Um, and the other one is from Jimmy Eat World, which that basket case song I used to tell my daughter Chelsea was her song, her theme song. This one was used to be Kayla's theme song when she was in high school. And it's called The Middle. And I just think it's really clever play on how to explain like how in the middle of anything you feel unsettled.
Hmm.
They were writing it really about, being in school and teenagehood at the time, but really in the middle of anything, it feels really bumpy in the middle of a new job or anything. And they wrote, hey, don't write yourself off yet. It's only in your head you feel left out or looked down on. Just try your best, try everything you can, and don't worry what they tell themselves. You're okay.
I like that. You're okay is the best part.
Mhm.
I have a couple of song lyrics here. One is from Bachman Turner Overdrive, 1974. You ain't seen nothing yet,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You ain't seen nothing yet. We're using that a lot on my radio show, Technology Revolution. People are using it for the benefits, the opportunities of AI. Another one, I love this one, All You Need Is Love by the Beatles, written by John Lennon and credited to Lennon McCarthy. McCartney, that was 1967. And the three that are saying the same thing, one is Johnny Castle, the late, wonderful, lovely Patrick Swayze, left way too
Ah,
soon. Dirty Dancing, 1987. Nobody puts baby in a
baby in a
corner.
corner.
What a
Nobody.
great. And then from Glinda, the Good Witch of the North, played by Billy Burke in The Wizard of Oz, 1939. You had the power all along, my dear, saying that
Yes.
to Dorothy. And the last one is a song by Lizzo, whose real name is Melissa Vivienne Jefferson, born in 1988. She's a baby. And the line is, it's about damn time. And here we are, and we're 35 seconds over. Sherry, anything you want to say in closing?
No, just very fun conversation. Hope to see you next week.
Yes, we'll do it next week. Let me go to screen share. Let me go to advance. Let me go to computer. Let me go to share and let me play the closing music. And let's see if we can. Let's wave goodbye. My original song.
I hope you copyright protect
I
this.
didn't. I better. Right now it's out in the public. Oh my good. Here we go. Nice ending. Bye.